You want to talk about groove theory?
Yeah. So the idea of the class is that you find your groove. And I think a lot of times when we first start salsa, we're so caught up on counting and timing in our head, which we should be. But we want to learn new stuff and we want to look real fancy. But it's actually really important to get really comfortable in the basic and learn to allow the music to dictate what you do, and kind of quiet the voices in your head and really listen to the instruments and make whatever you're listening to come alive and become visual. So that groove comes into your ear, but it expresses through your body. And I think we forget that we have a whole range of body movements we can do. I could dance, I could take like 3 or 4 steps, weave them into a basic, dance the whole song, play with height, shape, speed, pauses, slowing down, speeding up, and it looks like I'm doing something different each time. But I really only got 3 or 4 different moves that I'm doing with the basic. And so you got to learn to be really comfortable in that basic. And that's what I want to try to teach. Kind of slow it down, not speed it up, not add all of this. Take your time, ease into that basic, feel good in it, feel that groove in it.
Anything else?
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was.
Anything else? Have fun. I mean, the class emphasizes improvisation, so I'm not really teaching choreographies. Like I said, I'm teaching steps to give you more, to give you a more diverse vocabulary, basically, to increase your vocabulary. So I'm articulate in a lot of different dance languages, and I pull from that range of movements to allow my body to do whatever it wants to do to that instrument or that rhythm or whatever it is I'm hearing, and then it comes out with these different steps. And sometimes I'll feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again because I am doing the same thing over and over again. But you play with the body and the groove, and it gives you something that's full, that's authentic, that's free, that's not thought, that's beyond thought.
What's your dance background?
So I started like many little girls with modern and jazz and some ballet classes. I did that starting about 8 years old. High school, started cheerleading and martial arts, which I think has really important similarities to dance, actually. Just in the sense that, I mean, I studied Taekwondo, but later I studied Jiu-Jitsu. And the idea with Jiu-Jitsu is that you start learning individual holds, movements, grabs, throws, and then you have to get to the point where you do what's called dovetailing, and depending on your opponent's body weight, you flow from one movement right into the next without thinking about, oh wait a minute, okay, let me do this headlock, let me do this choke, let me do this hold, let me do this grab, and your mastery is high enough that you just flow based on the information you're getting from your opponent. Now salsa, of course you're not fighting, but you have also the benefit of music to guide you through that. But that idea of playing off your partner, playing off the music, sometimes messing up and still, moving through, just making sure you're on the rhythm. Dang, I forgot the original question.
Your background.
Oh, right. Dance background. Right. So martial arts, cheerleading. Then I started going to clubs, go-go, house, southern bass, reggae, hip-hop. And then I started salsa, and then lately in recent years, I've never formally trained African dance, but for about 3 years I've been taking, this is a little plug, a workout class called Asa. It's led by this young sis named Akosia, and it's the dopest. It gets you fit, you learn new movement, so that's had a good influence on my dance as well as my health. So that's my background. It's a lot of different dance forms.